my God! Today's meal is particularly awful. I can't believe you tried to make me eat something that tastes like dog food. What kind of harassment is this?
Dog food? Are you talking about the meal I made for you this morning?
Exactly. I had no choice but to choke it down. Don't make me eat that disgusting food again. You've been married to Jake for 2 years, and you've been living with me for 3 months already, right? When are you going to learn to cook something decent? I've been giving you cooking tips every day. Why don't you show some improvement?
You always complain when I cook frozen food. I wake up at 4 a.m. every morning to make sure you have breakfast and lunch ready. And now you're saying it's like feeding you dog food? If you dislike my cooking that much, why don't you cook for yourself? I have a full-time job and I'm doing my best to juggle work and household responsibilities. Since you don't have a job, why not handle your meals?
What are you implying? Taking care of your mother-in-law is also part of being a wife. I feel sorry for my son who has to eat your awful cooking every day. For your sake, I suggested living together so I could teach you how to cook.
My husband enjoys what you call dog food. I've been making Jake's lunch alongside your breakfast. Essentially, he's eating the same meals. Jake has never complained about the food. The only one who seems to have an issue is you.
He's just being nice to you. He's lying to spare your feelings, you know. Can't you even realize that?
I don't think so. Besides, you end up eating everything anyway, right?
What?
Well, my lunch break is almost over. I have to go now.
What do you mean you have to go? We are not done talking.
I'm at the office, Victoria. I'm sorry, but I have to go back to work.
Hey! We are talking about an important thing. Ah, Jesus Christ. Looks like I'll have to teach you a proper lesson.
You did it, didn't you? All the stew I just made is spilled in the sink. Why did you do that?
Yes, I threw it away.
I knew it. What were you thinking?
I tasted it while you were in the bathroom. It was awful, completely inedible. Tasted like it was rotten. Could have caused food poisoning. That's why I had to throw it away. My son could get hospitalized eating that food.
I bought the ingredients after work today. There's no way they could have gone bad. And please, don't waste food like this. If you don't like my cooking, you don't have to eat it. You didn't have to throw it away like that.
Oh, really? I wondered why it tasted like that. Now, because of you, there's nothing edible left in this house. I'm going out to eat with my friends tonight.
What?
I don't want to get sick from eating your cooking. Since I have to eat out because of you, you'll be paying for it. I'll charge you later.
Why do I have to pay for it? I don't get it.
Don't you ever talk back to me. I refuse to eat such dog food level stew. Well, you've learned your lesson now. Make sure you cook a decent meal next time.
Hi, honey. I just finished work. I'm heading home now. You cooked my favorite stew today, right? I'm sorry I had to work overtime today. I'm so hungry. I can't wait to be home and eat the best stew in the world.
Well, your mother threw it away.
What?
She threw it away while I was in the bathroom. She proudly told me about it when I asked her.
What the hell? I can't believe she did that.
She said it tasted rotten. That's why she decided to throw it away.
No way that's true. You would never cook food like that. The packed lunches you make for me every day are really good too.
Thank you, honey. So there's no food that I can serve you right away.
I see. I'm sorry about my mom. It was a mistake that we agreed to live with her. I thought she needed to be with us after my father left her. I feel bad that you have to wake up early every day to cook. But if I try to talk to her, she just gets even more stubborn. I'm really sorry.
You don't need to apologize. I love cooking for you. I'm sorry. I know you were excited about the stew. If I noticed sooner what she was planning to do, maybe it wouldn't have happened. Looks like your mother went out to eat, so I'll cook again.
Oh, honey, you don't have to do that. How about we go out to eat too?
Are you sure?
Yeah, why not? It's a long weekend too, so how about we grab some drinks?
That sounds good. Actually, there are things I want to talk about without your mother around.
Alright. I will get back home in 30 minutes. You should get ready soon.
Alright. Take care, honey. See ya.
Let's enjoy tonight. I'm here to hear whatever you want to share, honey. See ya.
Hey, Alex. Where are you now? Why aren't you home? Who's going to take care of the house? This is unforgivable. You should know your position. If you have time to hang out outside, put effort into improving your cooking skills. I can't believe you went out overnight without preparing meals for me. You're a failure as a wife. When you get back, I have to lecture you very well. I won't stop until you apologize sincerely. Be prepared. Alex, when are you going to come back? This is unacceptable. Since there was no food in the house, I had no choice but to eat out. When you come back, I'll charge you the full cost of the meal that I paid. And that's not all. Because you're not here, the laundry and cleaning have piled up. You've abandoned your job as a wife. You're the worst. I can't take this anymore. Jake should consider divorcing a wife like you. Be prepared. Alex! So you finally came back. You were out with Jake during this long weekend?
Yes, that's right. Do you have any problem?
Yes, I do. Well, it's good that it wasn't an affair. But you neglected your important role of cooking for your mother-in-law and went on a trip. It's unforgivable.
So a wife isn't allowed to go on trips with her husband? Why is everything I do wrong to you?
Shut up! If you're back home now, prepare the meal, clean, and do laundry. Do it quickly. And pay me back the money that I spent on food while you were away.
Oh, God.
Hey! Why didn't you cook for me? Even though it's bad, I always eat your terrible food.
I won't cook for you anymore because you'll throw it away.
What?
You just want to make a complaint for no reason. It's unacceptable that you always waste food. Why do I have to cook for a person who just throws food?
That's why I'm telling you to cook good food, aren't I? You're the one wasting ingredients. A cheeky wife like you deserves a divorce. Even Jake must be sick of such terrible food. I'm so ashamed that you're the wife of my son. I'll talk to Jake and kick you out of this house.
Oh, really? Then do you know where Jake is right now?
What are you talking about? He's at home. Hold on. What's going on?
Mom?
Jake! Where did you go? Oh, I see. Your wife made another terrible food, so you went out to buy food for us, right? Oh, you're such a good son.
Alex makes terrible food?
Yeah. You know what? She didn't prepare a meal for me. She has no respect. You've seen it too, right? She's really bad at cooking. She makes food that only a dog would eat. On top of that, she's always very rude to me. You know what she said to me earlier?
She said she won't cook for you anymore?
Oh, you already know?
Well, I'm with Alex right now.
Huh?
I'm at Alex's parents' place.
Why?
We spent our long weekend here. Alex and her family cooked food for me, and it was really good.
Oh, Lord. Are you okay? I can't believe she's making you eat that disgusting food. You should come back.
That's enough. Mom, you've been relying on Alex's cooking skills since you married Dad.
Huh?
I've been wondering when you would realize that we already know it.
Wait, what are you saying? What do you mean I was relying on Alex? You got married to Alex 2 years ago. We started living together just 2 months ago. It doesn't make any sense.
You really haven't noticed?
What are you talking about?
You just buy food at the deli and pretend that you cook it, don't you?
What? No. Why would I do that?
That deli is run by Alex's family.
What?
By the way, Alex also works there in the kitchen.
No way. That's ridiculous. She must be lying. I've never seen her working there.
That's because she works in the kitchen. Listen, Mom. You've been lying to us for 20 years, serving us the food that Alex cooked. You're telling me Alex is bad at cooking? Aren't you the one who now knows that that's not true?
Oh no. I mean, it's all a misunderstanding.
What kind of misunderstanding is there?
I didn't know Alex worked at that deli.
Whether you knew or not, the fact remains that you wasted food and harassed my wife. You were saying Alex's cooking is bad. Meanwhile, you proudly served dishes from Alex's family deli on our table. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? You know what? Including me, Alex, and her family, we all hate people who waste food.
Listen to me, Jake.
You can't stay with us anymore.
What? It's only been 2 months since we started living together. It's too sudden.
How can we keep living together when you harass my wife like this?
I won't do that anymore. I promise.
I don't trust you.
Why not?
You've been lying to us for 20 years. It's hard to trust someone who's been lying that long.
I won't lie anymore. Promise.
No matter what you say, I won't change my mind. I've already terminated the lease for that apartment at the end of this month.
What? Really? Why do you have to go this far?
I know if I don't, you won't leave us alone. We used this long weekend to look for a new place. And we were lucky to find one quickly.
Then I'll come live with you in the new place.
Mom, please. I can't do this anymore.
You're leaving me? The one who was divorced because of your father's infidelity? How could you do this to me?
Of course, Dad was wrong to cheat, and I'm not on his side at all. I mean, it's rather ironic that he left because he fell in love with a woman who's good at cooking.
What?
Dad never said anything, but he knew that you were lying to us for a long time.
Oh no. Really?
I did feel somewhat sorry for you being left alone after being cheated on. So when you wanted to live together, I accepted, didn't I? But then, you started harassing Alex, and you never did any housework. Plus, I can't believe you asked Alex to pay you for your food. It's just too much, Mom. I'm done with you. Please, reflect on your actions, Mom. Pack up your things, and please leave as soon as possible. If you don't move out by the end of this month, I'll have to forcibly kick you out.
Jake?
Goodbye, Mom.
The next day, Victoria stormed into our deli and caused a scene. But we knew she would come in, so we promptly called the police. She wasn't arrested, but she seemed frightened when the police arrived. After that, somehow she realized her mistake and left the apartment quietly. Jake and I relocated and started a new life. Living without her, I gradually felt the stress melting away. My constant headaches vanished, and life became much more comfortable.
Hey, Sarah. Will you clear out the snow in front of the house? Good morning, Mom. Sorry, but could it wait until Mary goes to sleep? She's in the middle of drinking milk right now. You can just have her drink that later. Shoveling the snow should only take like 30 minutes, right? I'm going to be heading out in a bit. I want you to do it as soon as possible. Well, that's... Look, Mom. I just gave birth to Mary. She's still just a newborn, so could you go easy on me? I thought, if possible, I'd like you to take care of clearing it out instead. You're really telling your elderly mother-in-law to shovel snow? What an unpleasant daughter-in-law. I'm sorry, but there's not much I can do to help you right now. Truly a wicked daughter-in-law, huh? Every day I'm forced to listen to my granddaughter's cries, and I lose sleep over it. Despite all that, you have the nerve to tell me to shovel the snow. Back in my day, you'd be thrown out of the house for that. But when this two-family house was built, you promised, right? The front entrance is separate, but you said we'd all work together to take care of the outside space. Plus, I also remember you saying you'd help out with taking care of my baby. Hey, you know what? This is still a compromise. I'm in bad health hearing Mary's cries every night. Normally, the daughter-in-law would do the chores in her own house, but the fact that I'm having to do it... Sarah, ever since giving birth, don't you think you've been taking advantage of me? That's not what I was trying to do. Normally, someone would be grateful that I'm even here. Whenever something happens with you guys, I take care of it while Andrew is on business trips. But despite all that, I'm having work forced on me. Truly cruel. I wonder why Andrew married someone like you. Even though I did my best to raise Andrew, he goes and marries this kind of woman. All right, I get it. That's enough. I'll shovel the snow in a bit. Ah, is that right? As long as you understand. Well then, by all means, go right ahead. Mom, did you notice someone outside just now? What? What happened? I think someone just threw a snowball at our window. There was no one there when I went and looked out the window. It was a pretty loud noise. Did you happen to see anything? Sorry, but I wasn't in the living room. I was just doing the laundry, so I didn't hear anything. Some neighborhood kid probably just hit our window on accident, right? I thought that at first too. But this has actually been going on for days. Wow, really? Also, it seems to happen whenever Mary is crying. It seems like they're aiming it this way on purpose. So, that's how it is. I've got it. Huh? Now even the neighbors are fed up with Mary crying. I'm sure of it. That's why people are throwing stuff at the house. But since it's winter, the windows are closed. I don't think she cries loud enough for anyone to hear with the windows closed. Her cries were that much of a bother, huh? I mean, I can hear it here, down on the first floor, even when it's on the opposite side of the house. It sounds louder than an airplane taking off. I can barely sleep. Since this area is suburbs, it's quiet, is it not? Yeah, it is. I'll see if I can find something to soundproof the windows. That would be good. While you're at it, if you also did something so I don't have to hear it, I'd be grateful. I got it. Sorry for all this, but to throw snowballs at my window, it's a bit absurd. Unsettling, really. Huh? What are you trying to say? You're the one that's causing problems for me and the other people in the neighborhood. Since you're the one making her cry, it's on you, right? You're failing to recognize the issue at hand. You're the one who's being absurd. What? I wasn't trying to say anything. I was just saying that it's childish to throw a snowball at someone's window. It might just be some kid's prank. You're always exaggerating. The first thing you should do is properly discipline your child. Then, after that, you can say all that about other people. Mom! What are you doing? You're asking what I'm doing? I'm getting lunch ready right now. The window was just broken by a snowball. Shattered glass was scattered all over the place, and I got hurt. What? Really? I didn't hear anything. So you can hear Mary crying, but you can't hear the sound of glass being shattered? I've been keeping the TV volume up high lately, because Mary's cries are so bothersome. Mary's crying was that annoying, huh? That's right. To the point where I lose sleep, since the crying is constant. All afternoon, all night. There's no break from it. I'm going to end up having a nervous breakdown. Well, then why don't you leave the house or something? I never once asked to live here. Ah, so it comes out. My evil daughter-in-law. You wait until Andrew's on a business trip to say terrible things to me. I should be the one saying that to you. This time, I decided to call the police. I'm not going to stand for this anymore. The police? Why? Because I got hurt from the broken window glass. It's property damage and bodily harm. I won't just stand by and accept this. Wait. Don't you think you're overreacting about this? Especially since it's probably just a kid in the neighborhood pranking you. Would you just ignore it if this was happening to you? Or are you saying this because you're the one that threw it? Do you have any idea what you're saying? How could a parent with any decency say something like that? Do you have any proof that I threw it? I saw footprints when I went outside earlier. If it was someone else, there would have to be more footprints coming from the outside, no? But the only footprints I could find were ones that came to and from your front door. Don't you think it's a little odd that the tracks are in a U-shape and they go right in front of the living room window? Care to explain yourself? That's your proof? How idiotic. The police wouldn't even give you the time of day. And not to mention, it was just a snowball, right? It will have melted by the time they get here, so you'll have no proof. Even if you call them, they'll think you're making it up. Huh? If it's proof you're talking about, I have some. What? There's no way you do. Do you really think a snowball could break a window? Maybe if you were a pro baseball player, but it'd be impossible for a normal person. You'd have to freeze it solid, or put something like a rock inside. Oh, by the way, the snowball that was thrown in our house had a rock inside it. A rock? Yep. Plus, that's not the only proof. Since snowballs have been thrown at the house for days now, I've been taking videos of it. I bought a little security camera and put it in the corner of the window facing outside. And what is it you think I saw? Videos of a nasty old woman in her 60s aiming at our window with everything she's got. And she had quite the look on her face. Mother, you're really full of energy, aren't you? So that's the body of a woman who can't even muster the strength to rake some snow? You've been going and taking videos? Delete them right now. As if I'll delete them. Sure, I was the one who got covered in shattered glass, but when I think about it happening to Mary, it makes me want to do the same thing to you right now. I guess there's no use trying to deny it. I was the one who threw the snowball. I had no intention of putting a rock inside. That was truly a coincidence. I guess I accidentally scooped up a rock when I made the snowball. So, about calling the police. How about we cool down a bit? I am cooled down, mentally and literally, because there's a hole through my window in the middle of winter. I'm thinking calmly. The window broke, I got injured, and now I'm calling the police. Family or not, I won't allow this. Sarah, forgive me. I won't do it again. I'll take care of the repair cost and the medical bills. Okay? So how about we hold off on calling the police? Well, of course you're going to pay for all that. Oh, Mom, why don't you take a look outside? It looks like they just got here. Huh? Who? Wait! The police are already here? Of course they are. It is an injury case after all. Since there was an injury, Andrew told me to call the police right away. But I already had. What? But hey, this is a good thing, right? From now on, you'll be able to go to a place where you can't hear a baby crying. You finally got what you wanted. I gave the police the video I took, and my mother, who confessed about the snowballs, was arrested. There was also the point about how I'd been harassed, despite having just given birth. It seems like she was really chewed out by the police. Even still, she was a first offender, and she really didn't mean for there to be a rock in the snowball. So, on the basis that it was an accidental cause of injury, she didn't receive a prison sentence. But whether or not my husband and I will forgive her is a whole different story. After thinking about what the worst thing my mother-in-law had done, we decided to send her to my grandmother-in-law's house, which she is not happy about. My husband's grandma is over 80 years old, but she's still very active and does a lot of farm work. When we told her about my mother-in-law, she happily agreed to knock some sense into her for a few years. Because of that, it seems that my mother-in-law is now doing her most hated chore, snow shoveling. The area we live in gets heavy snow, so she shovels snow for hours a day. She tried to reach out to my husband and I for help, but I blocked her number. My husband is leaving her on red. Thanks to that, we're able to devote ourselves to taking care of our kid. By the way, when spring comes, we plan to remodel the area that my mother-in-law was living in. We plan to put my grandmother-in-law into an old folks' home after a few years, so my mother-in-law will be driven out of her house once again. But when that time comes, we don't want her to rely on us. According to her, it was just a small bit of harassment. So she never thought it would become such a big thing. But me having just given birth and getting even less sleep than my mother-in-law, I will never forgive her for bringing harm to my newborn baby, Mary. If I hadn't been holding Mary just right, she might have been the one to end up injured. Even if my mother-in-law has a change of heart while living with Grandma, I will never live with her again after this. Of course, I won't be giving her a helping hand either. If she appears in front of me ever again, I'll really give her a reason to call me her evil daughter-in-law.